Hello, hello. Welcome to today and today's messages. I'm excited because I got some new things to play with. Okay, so the first thing is this. Okay, it's this thing that I made from a jar. I'm always trying to find ways to upcycle things. So there's a jar and there's a lid. Okay, and then I made these leaves, painted paper bags, and old twisty tie things. But then I was getting, when I get flowers from the market, she wraps the bottoms, my flower lady wraps the bottoms with wet paper towels so that it can make the ride home. And so I started making paper towel flowers, and that's what these are. Okay, playing with different painting and all that kind of stuff. And then I just wrapped them in the wire leaves that were already there. And so we have this. Okay, but what's cool is that there are little messages in here. So I thought what I would do is dig in and pull out a couple. Right? Okay. So the first one, yay! Beautiful. We can all guess what that means. Happiness. Good balance between sunshine and the rain. Be anything, but let it produce, no, do anything, but let it produce joy. Ooh, I like that. Be anything, I said instead of do anything, but let it produce joy. From Walt Whitman. What does this one say? Take a break. This is your sign to take a break. What else we got? A peaceful space. Okay, so creating sanctuary spaces, places that you can go in, you can center, you can rest, you can relax, a place for your nervous system to heal, to center, to chill the F out, because we need that. We need those spaces. Find joy every day. Okay, so we got 2 joys, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say joy, 3 joys. Take a break, a peaceful space, find joy every day. Okay, those are those beautiful messages. So what do you think of that? That was something different as far as messages go. And then I also have charms and this little charm ball. And I didn't want to have my finger be biased. So I have this little scoopy thing that came with some of my bath salts that I got one time. And I've got this beautiful bowl. Kick-ass pottery, maybe? I forget what they're called. So what I would do is I just do like a little turn and a scoop. Oh, we got a shoe. Do, do, do. This is making me think of Cinderella, right? The Cinderella slipper. And what I get from the Cinderella slipper is that it's made for one person. Only one person can fit that shoe. No matter what other people try to do. Some have cut off their heels, some have cut off their toes. But the heart truly knows that those people are imposters. You can't fake it. It either fits or it doesn't, right? Yeah, I'm thinking like instead of Cinderella having a ridiculously uncommon shoe size, I think it's the magic of the slipper. It just won't fit anybody else. It's like DNA signature, right? That fairy godmother, she knew what she was doing. Because yeah, like I've got a pretty common foot. I think people typically have a very common range of shoe size. Anyways, okay. Went a little too long on the shoe sizing of things. So let's just tip and tap into this reading and see what happens for us today. What are the messages we're meant to take away? What does your higher self and intuition have to say? Boom! It says, yay! Yes, because it's the sun. The sun is life-giving. The sun is a big hell yes. The sun is everything. The sun is the light, the way, the truth, the balance, the peace, the hope, the joy, the yes. Okay. Okay, boundaries and stepping out. Okay, being seen, being patient. Yes, fast-moving energy. We've got towers and this 10 of cups that you're patiently waiting for. When this tower comes in, things are going to move fast and you will be seen and competent and beautiful. Oh, my. Wow. Okay. Wow. Beautiful. Okay, I totally just skipped. I just wanted to get the goods. Where are we at? What's going on? And holy hell of a wowza did that happen, okay? Okay, give me a second. We've got strength. Yes, we want strength. We need strength. Strength is a good thing. This is the gradual and continuous, consistent dedication creates stronger muscles, right? You want to climb a mountain, you practice, you prepare, you strengthen, you train, you do all these things, and then you become strong. Okay, so you have strength in your corner. Also, it's like a double sun because the strength, the lion represents the sun in a lot of ways, like the Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, right? Aslan, the lion god, right? He disappears into the sun. He's the sun. Okay. Then we have the Four of Wands. This is joy in a card. This is balance. This is foundation, sturdy, solid, beautiful, prosperous. Like Mims is all up in it. It's so gorgeous, right? What's this? What is that? Hang on in there. All those little fluffy burrs. Yeah, they stick to your fur, don't they? Okay, well, I'm in the middle of something here. Here, go down. Off your butt. No. Okay. We've got so much gorgeousness that Mims can't contain her fluff. Hey, what do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? Oh, okay. Okay. We will return after these messages. What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? Ow! What are you doing? It's not playtime. It's get out the way time. Boop. Boop. Okay, but I'm in the middle of a reading and your feet are all up in it. Okay, well, we'll just focus on this side then. So, patience. Very, very in particular. This is the particular knight who hasn't been particular in a while, but he's back to being particular again. And it makes sense when it comes to patience, right? You're patiently waiting for a particular outcome or particular signs and synchronicities, motivations, inspirations, readiness. It's like that training period before you run a marathon, right? You're not just running a marathon, you're getting your body used to, ready to handle the trip, to handle the a-thon. And so I feel like that's what this night is representing, is this period of preparation. Okay, that requires boundaries around rushing, waiting, stalling, settling, all of those things. Okay, because we've got the 10 of Cups. This is emotional abundance. This has been coming up for in the readings for like weeks, okay, consistently. This beautiful, beautiful card of gorgeous, gorgeous emotional abundance, right? This is like everything that I was talking about having a sacred space to heal your nervous system. This is that space, but your life becomes your sacred space where you can feel whole, complete, satisfied, joyous, harmonious, fruitful, fruiting. Okay, this central theme being the sun is a big, giant celebration, a giant yes, a giant everything will work out in your favor. Success. Okay, and the Queen of Wands, she's someone who is very confident and creative and charismatic, is okay being seen, being out, and speaking her truth. Okay, very connected with her intuition. The kitties being around. Whew, it's hot in here. Just turn my fan a bit here, because this fan here is no help. Hey! Get, go on! Start smacking me. Okay, so she's hiding this tower, and it's kind of like this this wish coming in here. It's going to cause a tower move fast, or this tower is going to bring you out to be seen. Okay, and then this is the other abundance. This is the long-lasting, lifetime physical realm abundance. This is the tangible. This is the finances, the home, all the physical realm stuff, your career. But this links to your career as well, because it's like not just you know you can have a career that you're making lots of money, but it is robbing you of your life, right? But these two together is a balance. It's a loving what you do, okay, being really successful at what you do as well, and it being something that resonates with your heart, your soul path. So wow. The only thing is this boundary here. So it's a boundary around, I want to say, who has access to you, which makes sense, right? There's some that just want to be, they just want some of what you have. It's like people who are left out in the cold, you walk by, you are emitting heat, and they try to warm themselves with you instead of doing their own work to start their own and tend to their own inner flame. And then they warm themselves, right? Yeah. And then, you know, they're also creating a draft that affects your heat, your burn, your tending. This is why when two people who have their own inner flame burning and they've done their tending and they're producing their own heat, when those two people or those people get together, it's a pina colada party, okay? Like everybody's warm, everybody's contributing, nobody's fire is being put out by something cold hanging by. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that analogy, but there you have it. Okay, so joy, I just want to say joy is coming your way. There's the queen of discerning, okay? And I feel like she is definitely, there's a time and a place, right? This is your keeping your energy protected. Keep your energy protected, right? Keep the vibe high. Okay, what do we got here? Something holding back. The King of Wands. Okay, so I'm getting held back action here. The action king, the king of fire, the king who has the vision, sees what he wants and goes after it. But being held back here, right? He's so full of this like carbonation, creative carbonation, but something still waiting. And it might be linked to this patience here. The patience it takes to live. Okay, let's put those back. That could be something that's on its way to you. Someone in your energy or something that's waiting for the right time. Okay, guys, just commit to the flip. Okay, so we have someone who is ready to come out of hermit mode to share their cup. Someone who's going with the flow, someone who's healed their heart to a certain degree, someone who has gone in and done shadow work, recognized and addressed all the versions of themselves that hold them back, that self-sabotage, that respond defensively, right? This is what you do when you go into hermit mode, because when you're in hermit mode and dealing with yourself, you don't have anyone else to project onto, or you don't have anyone else to blame for any of the things, right? Like when you're living alone and you forget to put the things away, and you discover them in the morning, you got nobody to blame but yourself, right? There's other people there. It might be, well, either one of us could have done it. So why didn't you bastard, or whatever, right? So, but this is good. The Queen of Cups is a good sign. She's open. She's willing. She's ready. She is going with the flow. She's going with the flow. Okay. And so I think this is a level of stability that she has created for herself, and personal strength and joy, right? She's living her life. She's living her best life. Best as she can right now. All things considering. Okay, so I want to put the hermit, I guess, near her because that was part of her process. Okay, what's this over here? The death of the goal. Okay, this is getting to an end, right? The Seven of Wands, you are at the top of the mountain. You've reached the top. This journey to climb the mountain is done. You've done. You've climbed. You're there. No, 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 no. Boop. There you go. And it's death and transformation. So not only did you reach the top, get to your goal, whatever, but you've transformed as well. Okay, and the transformation is very important, very key. And I feel like this goal, reaching your goal, and this death here, this may create towers and definitely change the flow of energy. Okay, and then it also balances out the life and the death, right? This is the balance of all things. This is what moves energy, this constant interplay of dichotomies. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how those feel as we move on here. Yes, it's reaching this. It's like a milestone, a goal, getting to the top of the mountain. Weren't we talking about climbing the mountain? Getting to the top. Oh yeah, training your body to climb a mountain or run a marathon. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got the people. Okay, I think this is what you are creating boundaries around. I think the people will be drawn to you here. And there's more reaching of your goal. This is your spiritual garden. Okay, where are we going here? I think this spiritual garden, I think this strengthens your abundance here, your happily ever after. Because being aligned, being connected with your higher self, your chakras, your spirit team, your intuition, your inner knowing, all of this work that you have put into grounding, meditating, all this kind of stuff. It's also creative visualization and releasing of the things that no longer serve, right? This is the active movement of energy in your favor. This is the strengthening of your connection, which strengthens your ability to create, to co-create with the universe. Okay, by holding, giving your attention to joy, you tell the universe to bring you joy. Okay, and you need to do this sort of inner work. Nims, nope, nope, nope. Go away. Nope, nope, nope. Mm. Okay, and then I feel like this this is like the step before reaching your goal here. This is like the active combining of the masculine and feminine energies. This is also this choosing the sun, right? You are choosing to utilize the sun, the power of the sun, the power of light. And that balancing has been quite the process, but it could possibly be here. No, 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 no. Where is it? Up here? Because you wanted your wish so badly, you were willing to do whatever it took to get it, to make it happen. And then this crossroads, it's almost like I want to actually put it like this, upside down. It's like knowing when to go for joy and knowing when to make boundaries. But also, like, when it came out in last reading and I was watching it, I was talking about the roads. Like, when you come to a crossroads, you're walking along one path, and then that path ends and it splits into two. And now you have a choice to make. Do I go left or do I go right to move forward, right? And you are leaving the path that you were on is now ended. But when I was watching it yesterday, I got this sense of it being upside down, about two people on their own separate paths getting to the end of their path and continuing on together on the one path. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I'm just going to put that out there and put that there. This joy and boundaries. Move towards joy, create a boundary. And this patience. Yeah, it's like you're walking simultaneously beside, like, parallel-ish with somebody else. And your two roads will combine into one road and you will carry on together. And that's kind of what this Four of Wands here speaks about, this balance, this union, right? It's got the 1111. So it's like these two masculine and feminine energies converging and they become four or two, right? Okay, then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, grounding, meditating. This is what you're doing while you are being patient for all of this to arrive, to come in, to reveal itself, to unfold as it will, to reveal itself as you go. Okay? You're not in patience. You're not an inactive, patiently waiting. You are in living your life, cruising along your road. Yeah, you're flowing. Now we're talking about rivers. You're just floating down your river. And you might be able to see that there is a convergence coming up, that two rivers are about to move into one. Okay, and your spirit team is fully there with you. Okay, your spirit team is like, yay! There's so much power at the point of convergence, right? There's a bit of it's that tower that's smashing together, right? The flows they kind of move into each other, and it's beautiful. It can be beautiful, but it will be different. It's going to be different than normal, usual, right? You're used to floating as one. So, but this is also because really nowhere in here does it talk about two people coming together. So this is also the internal balancing of yourself, right? Getting to a place where you are actively being both the masculine and feminine balanced. So you are, bringing in the finances and making the home beautiful. You are, you're doing it. You have reached a level of homeostasis within yourself and your world. Yes. Okay, so this judgment, this is the we declare you worthy. Here is your reward for all of the work you have done. And this is something worth celebrating. Okay, but see this. It's like, be the overflowing cup, be in flow, receptive. This deems you worthy. You center, you ground, you patiently create, manifest. You release any of the old, and wishes come true. Affects your energy, right? Oh, right, because of the shoe at the beginning, the shoe charm. Only one. Only you can make this world seem right. Only you. And the King of Wands wanted back out again. And he's still being held back, but he's recognizes that his destiny. Okay? So this could be being held back from his destiny. This could be something just out of his hands, right? Like what would be an example? Something out of his control, something out of their control, right? They see what they want to go after it. They're full of the potential and the possibilities and the creativity and the excitement, but they cannot pull the sword yet. It's also they're in process of pulling the swords, right? Because this is definitely I'm pulling this sword. So yes. Okay, King of Wands. You're going back in. You're going back in, you. We want him to come out when he's ready. When he's not holding back. Right? We want dedication. We want all in. We don't want, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, non-committal. I think so. No. Maybe no. Well, sometimes no. It's yes, yes, and yes. Just yes. I want a reciprocating relationship that's full of love and joy and beautiful, beautiful nesses. Yes, you do. Because you're the Empress. And you are attracting in these offers, these reciprocating relationships, okay? So where is this message coming from? This is coming from somebody who is also flowing and going and getting stronger, who has also probably hermited to a certain degree, right? Maybe if this is a job offer that's coming towards you or an opportunity. It's like somebody has been doing it on their own for so long and they see you and what you can do and they're like, you know what? I think I'm ready to bring in somebody else into this line of work. But reciprocating relationships, yes, this is a dream. This is coming in fast. This is connected to your pentacles, your long lifetime abundance. Okay. And the Empress, she radiates. Okay. And I feel like this Queen of Wands, this energy here of this person confidently stepping out, being seen, being heard, being authentic, being true. She embodies the Empress vibes here. Okay. This is exactly what the Empress does. And she births things. she could be birthing this idea right here that is somehow connected to spirituality, perhaps, right? But emotional fulfillment for sure. She's also going to be drawing in people. It's funny, I was walking to the grocery store today and I noticed this guy standing in front of the grocery store, like main entrance there, and he was like looking down at his phone. And I saw him kind of glance up at me, like, people do that. I was walking towards, and I kind of glanced over at him, and I saw him see me, and I look away as my usual go-to. And I kind of skirted around and went through like the exit and around to the exit to the entrance. When I came around the corner, he had turned and looked up. He had turned completely and had his mouth open and was just fully staring at me. Like I had to just be like, "Hi," and then he kind of like, and looked away and like looked back at his phone and turned back towards the road, and it was like he was in some weird trance. Okay, and I feel like this is kind of the power of the Empress is people will be drawn and they don't even know why or what is happening. Okay, and this is why you need to have this strong, dedicated boundary and cutoff game, because not everybody drawn to you are for you, right? And you are protecting this grounded, beautiful, balanced, joyful state. So in all of those moments, you need to choose when it's something that is going to bring you joy or when it's something you have to create a boundary around or for. Yes. Okay, we've got the Three of Swords. So this is the wounded heart. This is also like the fear of being hurt again. It's kind of a double-edged sword, right? When you fear of being hurt again, you're also acknowledging yourself as someone weak in a way, right? But you're strong, you're protected, and so is your heart, right? You're like, oh, my heart's too fragile a thing for me to go after what it is that I want, because if what I want doesn't want me, it will break me, right? And this is what you are telegraphing, what you are conditioning your heart to believe, right? If you're like, my heart is strong and unbreakable, then your heart steps up and it's like, yeah, I am. Look at me. Look at how fast I can beat. So your heart is protected at this time. And also your reciprocating relationships, they value your heart and everything that it has to offer. And so you're no longer going to be putting yourself in situations where your heart's kicked to the curb, okay? There's also a level of self confidence and resonance that your heart is strong and keeps getting stronger. Okay, so I want to put this protection. I mean, it feels right here because you're kind of protecting this boundary. You are protecting your heart in a way, right? Is this going to bring me joy or is this going to hurt me? Is something I need to be protected. But you're not worried now about those that you do let in. Your discernment game is high, right? So anybody you let in close enough to see, feel, interact, touch, engage with your heart, they aren't going to be ones you have to worry about. Yes. Okay, we'll go through one more time and see if there is anybody else coming out of this reading. Yeah, because I feel like this highly attractive mode here, right? You're bringing in all the people. People are going to be drawn to you, and you have to be able to recognize. And you will. You do. This is something that you've done in this becoming a Queen of Cups phase, your hermiting process. Yams, there's so many. Would you roll around in that plant? This cleaver, oh man, she's got way more down here. She doesn't let me brush them out of her. Do ya? Okay, so I guess that's the reading. Let's see. We'll take one of these new cards. And see if any of these new cards want to come out. Boundaries again. Boundaries are really important. Sacred friendship. Okay, so boundaries aren't just for those who could potentially take advantage or run rampant in your garden and trample all your new starter plants that you've been tending. It's also healthy boundaries in all relationships. And, find them out for each of your loving, joyful relationships that you accept, that you allow, that you bring in, your sacred friendships. Okay, everything needs boundaries. And when they are held, they keep everybody safe, right? Not just for those potentially harmful energies. What's this? Yeah. You kind of gotta squeeze them because they're round. Get them to the top of the hair. Hey? And then you don't pull her little hair out. And then she's like, kill you! Right? There we go. Oh, that's nice. Okay, well, nobody's here to watch me pick little balls of sticky off of you, so let's stop that. Okay, what else? Where are we at? Okay, let's do a fairy card. So I love that. Our little messages from the mushroom house, I don't know what to call that thing, was all about joy, creating joy in sacred spaces. So that's the boundary, right? This area that you can go into to think, to consider, and to connect with yourself. This is your maintaining of your garden here. The Lady of the Harvest. Okay. Lady of the Harvest, number 18. What you got for us? Completion. Wow, we really are getting to the top of the mountain here. It is a time to accept change and to move on to the next phase. Okay, that's perfect. There's the death and transformation and the goal right here. Power and strength in the present and future come from releasing the past. A beautiful confirmation. This is a time of liberation, and we might as well cooperate with it. It will happen whether we want it to or not. Release and liberation may be painful or joyful, depending on the circumstances. Cry if you need to, be joyful if that is appropriate, but in either case, trust the process, acknowledge what you feel, and prepare to move on. I love that. Yes. What do you think you're doing? My hand is not your pillow. There we go. My hand is not your pillow, even though it often becomes one. Okay, I'm going to drop a bunch of kitty cards. And that's too many. Okay, what's this one? Mischief. Meet Jasper. He's a playful little trickster known to pounce on toes while you're sleeping and possibly tiptoe across your computer while you're trying to work. There's a twinkle of mischief in his eyes that you can't help but love. He reminds us not to take things too seriously. Sometimes the biggest disasters can seem funny when you look at them through Jasper's eyes. He's lighthearted. He's laughter, giggles, and sighs. And yes, he really did need to steal a sip out of your drink when you were looking the other way. Okay, Jasper. What are these guys? Excuse me. Vulnerability. Meet Shadow. This little kitten hasn't had the easiest time. You might see him peeking out of a dark alley or quickly slipping out of sight in an abandoned building. What he really needs is some love and nurturing. Don't you just want to take him home and cuddle him? Well, that is what he wants too, though we maybe not show it at first. Shadow is the part of us that has never been afraid, or that has ever been afraid, defensive, lonely, hurt, or angry. He is our deepest vulnerabilities. He is the place inside that needs love more than anything, and you are the one to give that love. Look at those eyes. You know you want to. Oh, meows. And Cuddles. Meet Fluff. She is patiently waiting for you to stop your super important get it done task and give her lots of love. That's funny. It just feels like it's almost like the King of Wands that kept coming up with his hands tied. It's like the vulnerability. And then Cuddles is kind of like the other force. She assures you that her fur is a cloud of softness that will melt all your thoughts away. Little Fluff is all about savoring the experience of being alive in your body. Time to disconnect from the digital world and reconnect to the lush, tactile world instead. Stretch like a cat until you quiver. Feel the air on your skin and the earth under your paws. Cuddle in with this kitty and feel her purrs awaken your heart. Okay, so yeah, they're giving me this balanced energy here. And along with this mischief, don't take things so seriously. It doesn't have to be so serious. Right? Some of these readings, you know, this like divine unions and all this stuff, it puts a lot of pressure on everybody. And it's just like, at the end of the day, if you love somebody and they love you, be together. Right? Okay, Mims, I'm fully holding your head. How did this happen? Okay, I want to do more charms because we literally got one. Okay, there's so many in here. So I'm just going to do another little scoopy scoop. Let's see what we got here. So we got a magic little fairy. Yes. So there's fairy confirmation, the lady of the harvest. What did she say now? She said something about let all things that are leaving to leave, right? Allow the things to fall away that want to fall away to fall away. Okay, we've got the butterfly. This is your transformation confirmation. We've got the, what the heck is this? Ah, bluebird of happiness, we're going to call it. Okay, and the star. Yeah, beautiful. More sun confirmations, right? Stars are suns. Suns are stars. Okay, so those are our beautiful. Isn't this bowl gorgeous? I just love that. I love that. Yes. Okay. I will put in the description the name of this potter from Nanaimo that I got this bowl from, because they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. Okay, well, there you have it. I'm sorry for the fluff, but she's like, don't worry about all of this, the release, the getting to your goal, the towers, right? This is just hold your frequency. You've done a lot of really great work. Keep maintaining, keep flowing, keep meditating, keep being discerning on who and what you let in, let close, let be a part of your energy field, because that's what it is, right? We're maintaining a resonance, right, with this Empress. We are holding this frequency for the good of all, right? Like she's the birther and creator. She's the receiver and the birther, because you create this positive feedback loop. So everything that she thinks becomes. Okay. And so this is why it's really, really important to maintain your grounded centeredness and have a really, really established spiritual garden. Ote, yay! Okay. Give a thumbs up if you like the charms. Give a thumbs up if you like this thing that I made here. Look at this thing. I did originally make it so that you could put one of those battery operated candles inside the jar, and then here you would see like the flickering light, like there's somebody living in there. And then yeah, look at this tree coming off of it, and it's almost like a snail, right? And then this nice sturdy lid. Yes. And then the flowers were fun, just made out of paper towel. Yeah, because paper towels, oh my God. I washed 11 bottles by like with a tiny piece of paper towel that I jammed in all the bottles with these really long chopsticks that I have. I cleaned 11 bottles with the same tiny piece of paper towel. And that's like stuffing it and pulling it out of small spaces. 11 of them. And it was still holding up. It was still functioning. It was still a solid piece of paper towel. And so it just, like this one and done, this throw it away, single use stuff, there is no way. We're just throwing it out of our sight, out of sight, out of mind. But like all that paper towel going into our landfills, and they're absorbing water, they're absorbing liquid that should be going in our tables, that should be running to our oceans, right? I don't know. I just feel strongly around upcycling. Okay, so there's that. Okay. Thank you for being here. Hopefully there were some good messages for you, either from the mushroom oracle. Is that no, we've got a mushroom oracle here. We've got isolation. Okay, so I just picked a card there. So I'm really this hermit and this boundary thing. Okay, there's a time and a place. So make sure you're only interacting, going out into the world when you are in a balanced state, because I feel like you will see instant evidence of any imbalances that you may have, kind of mirrored to you, or yeah, coming back at you. Okay, but oh yeah, thanks, Mims. Thanks for moving. Because yeah, we do have this fast moving energy here, picking up pace, this reciprocation, the abundance. Okay, beautiful, beautiful Ness. So you've got lots to look forward to, lots to um, support and encourage you to maintain this frequency so that your things, your people, your happiness, your abundance can find you. Okay, there you have it. I hope you have a good whatever you're doing and you make it awesome. Thanks for being here. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time. Hopefully. Okay, bye. See you, bye.